The US State Department's Human Rights Report has detonated the ANC's carefully curated narrative, laying bare a government steeped in racial double standards and a public broadcaster that parrots power instead of challenging it. Pretoria's response, or at least the ANC government's component thereof, a masterclass in evasion. Faced with damning evidence of discrimination and impunity, the ANC retreats into its comfort zone, blame foreign agendas, weaponize victimhood, and unleash the SABC to soften the blow. This isn't diplomacy. It's deflection on repeat, and South Africans are footing the bill for the illusion. Welcome to the Leandro Show, stories that touch every South African in one way or another. The US State Department's country reports on human rights practices aren't new, sensational, or tailored to South Africa. They're routine, annual, and global. Every year, nearly every country gets scrutinized, except the US itself. And every year, the findings land quietly unless something stinks. This year, South Africa's turn in the spotlight has triggered alarm bells. Not because the report is special, but because the rot it reveals is. The world is not targeting South Africa. It's just finally noticing what the ANC's been hiding. DIRCO slammed the US Human Rights Report as inaccurate and flawed, but couldn't refute a single fact. And that's the point. This isn't speculation. It's a documented indictment, backed by evidence. The report lays it out with brutal clarity. Racial discrimination isn't just tolerated in South Africa, it's legislated, targeting white South Africans through policy and practice. The justice system routinely shields state officials from accountability, especially when political allies are involved. Crimes against certain communities go uninvestigated, unprosecuted, and unsolved, creating a climate of impunity that DIRCO refuses to confront. Instead of engaging with the substance, the ANC in government reaches for its favorite distraction, America's own flaws. But pointing fingers isn't a rebuttal. It's a smokescreen. The facts remain, and the ANC's denial only confirms what the world is starting to see. A government more committed to deflection than justice. When the US Human Rights Report dropped, the SABC didn't interrogate, it amplified. DIRCO was handed airtime to spin its tired "what about you" narrative, while the report's hard facts were buried beneath vague platitudes about constitutional protections. But here's the truth. Those very institutions, especially the Chapter 9 bodies meant to safeguard democracy, have been politically captured and gutted by the ANC. The result? No scrutiny, no accountability, just soft-focused propaganda dressed up as journalism. The SABC isn't informing the public, it's tranquilizing it. Its job now is to keep South Africans docile, distracted, and unaware of the racial exclusion, legal impunity, and institutional decay unfolding in plain sight. This isn't journalism, it's state-sponsored spin, and it's costing the country its credibility. This isn't just Washington wagging its finger, it's a chorus of concern. The UN Human Rights Council has echoed the warnings, spotlighting South Africa's race-based laws as violations of democratic norms. But the ANC, draped in liberation nostalgia, refuses to budge. It enforces policies, BEE, land expropriation, etc., that would trigger outrage in any functioning democracy. White South Africans are legally sidelined. Structural exclusion is policy, not accident. The ANC's moral high ground? A myth built on selective memory. The government's response? Deflection, denial. It hides behind its struggle-era credentials while running a system that designates minorities as economic outcasts. The world sees it. The ANC pretends not to. And the SABC? It makes sure the public never hears a word. Faced with damning human rights reports, DIRCO doesn't defend, it deflects. The ANC's playbook? Hurl global grenades, US immigration, Gaza, historical injustices, anything to muddy the waters and dodge accountability. This isn't diplomacy, it's deflection, and it's costing us. The world isn't fooled. These rhetorical smokescreens don't erase the reality of race-based laws, institutional decay, and minority exclusion at home. South Africa's moral credibility is bleeding out, and DIRCO's boomerang tactics only accelerate the fall. The ANC isn't engaging with criticism, it's running from it, and every dodge deepens the damage. The timing couldn't be worse. While DIRCO plays moral dodgeball, South Africa's economy is already bleeding. 30% tariffs have hit key exports, and US lawmakers are circling with sanctions over the ANC's cozy ties to Iran and its blind eye to political violence. This isn't strategic alignment, it's diplomatic self-sabotage, and it's costing us billions. The ANC government's refusal to confront its own human rights record isn't just a domestic failure, it's a global liability. Investors are watching, G20 partners are recalibrating, and the ANC's denialism is turning South Africa from a promising partner into a reputational risk. The ANC can scream imperialism until it's hoarse, but the facts don't flinch. Its race-based laws, BEE, EE, land expropriation, etc., are textbook discrimination. The SABC's role? Keep the public sedated, spinning vague constitutional fluff while burying the real story. The ANC's policies are state-sanctioned exclusion. The SABC, the censorship arm. And the world is watching. The victim card is worn out. The moral high ground? A myth. From DIRCO's deflections to trade fallout and Chapter 9 decay, the illusion is cracking. South Africa isn't under attack, it's under scrutiny. And the cost of denial is rising by the day. You've seen the spin, the silence, and the staggering cost of denial from DIRCO's deflections to the SABC's soft-focus censorship, from race-based laws to collapsing trade credibility. The ANC's human rights mirage is cracking wide open. Now it's your turn. Do you think the world is finally waking up to the truth? Is South Africa heading for a reckoning or more deflection? What role should journalists, voters, and citizens play in exposing the rot? Drop your thoughts in the comments. The more we talk about these things, the more we learn. Thank you for watching, and if you found any value in this video, please do like, share and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one.